Hello mga Barbie! Today, we will be doing the art of staying back. So, this is the art of staying back because it's named after Chang'e because Chang'e likes to stay back. Why? Because Chang'e is a very ranged hero and she can burst enemies down since she has a very far range. She can burst down enemies from very far. So, I'll be showing you a clip of me in Mythic Rank, and I'm gonna show you the proper emblem, the proper build, and the proper positioning and how to use her skills effectively so you yourself can annoy the enemy team. So be careful because sometimes Chang'e can also be used as a gold laner, meaning she can go to the gold lane, and right now our use is to be a support, which is in the mid lane. So I'm gonna play her as a mage and not as a utility support. So for the emblem, we need to make sure that we get Mystery Shop. So it's very easy since Mystery Shop is very effective for Chang'e because she is really item dependent. So all the items I have right now, which I will show you in the build later, is very important to her being very annoying. And you need all of those items to be successful. So right now, Mystery Shop also helps with that since it lowers the cost of the price of those items. So from cheap, since magic items are relatively cheap compared to physical items, those cheap items are cheaper now. So imagine it's already cheap compared to physical items, but it's cheaper, right? So it's so easy for you to level compared to the enemy team and to outlevel your own teammates actually, especially when you gank and don't die in the early game. So it's so effective to get Mystery Shop. And next is Purify. So Purify, it's really important because there are lots of heroes like Franco, Cho, Yichong, Aldous, Hanabi. Those heroes, they all have knock up or stun. And it's really annoying if you don't have Purify because those heroes, once they stun you and they burst you, you're dead. So you need to find a way to counter them. And the only way to counter them is not just by positioning yourself, but bringing the Purify skill. So the Purify skill is just gonna remove all the stun, all the knockout, all the nonsense of the other heroes, and they're gonna cry because they can't. They're already at the back, and you're already at the back, and they try to stun you for this one time, but then you purified, so they can't do anything. But make sure you don't burn it easily, because if you burn your purify or you use it unnecessarily, then they can easily gank you. So as much as possible, I try to never use purify because it's like a emergency backup thing when I misposition myself in the game. So I'm gonna get first the cooldown item, which is the thing for making your cooldown lower, the 10% thing. And then after that, I'm gonna get talisman. So if you do quick math, talisman plus that thing is gonna be up to 30% cooldown reduction. So that's gonna be like 35, given that your your emblem is full build at full level, so you get plus 5% cooldown. So 5 plus 5 plus 20, 5 plus 10 plus 20, you get 35% cooldown immediately with your first two items, which is very important because you could clear lane easily, you could harass the enemy, poke the enemy, all with your SS. And your SS is gonna be about less than 20 seconds. So imagine that. One of the most painful SS in the game, less than 20 seconds. That's so valuable. So I wasn't able to contest the turtle because I didn't have my SS. Although I had my SS, but it wasn't included. So all I had to do was poke the enemy, which because of that, we didn't get the. So the X-Borg, as you can see, he's trying to freeze my lane. He's gonna freeze my lane. And other people think that freezing lane's only for the side laners. But no, freezing lane also happens in the mid lane. And it happens when the mid laner or like the tank or the support harasses the enemy support so that they won't get the gold. And that's what X-Borg was doing. He was trying to freeze me by using his first skill on me. So if I go too close to that first skill, I could die because X-Borg right now, if you don't know, is really painful. Okay. So instead of doing that, instead of my position of that SS was wrong. The thing with Chang'e is you need to know how to angle your SS properly. So instead of doing it this way, you have to do it on the other side. Something like this. So, an angle something like that. Why? Because the Cho is not going to it's just gonna cover him on that part, and you can't cover that much. You can't cover your SS that much. You have to widen the angle. Okay? So if you widen that angle from that SS, you're gonna be able to kill Cho more since he's gonna go over here. Okay, again. He's gonna go all the way here. He has to pass through this. And this area is much longer compared to just it's much longer compared to just this area where he just has to one dash and he's out of the SS zone. But if you're in this angle, he has to cover all this area just for him to escape that SS. And that's more painful compared to just being in this angle. So you have to further the angle towards here. Okay. I saw the X-Borg there, so I tried to freeze his lane by harassing him. So he wasn't able to get the second minion. Since, as you see, he was here, and then when the minion died, he was way back there at the back. And those little things, it can really mean a lot in the game. Because those are precious gold, and that's the only way for everyone to farm. So that's somehow delaying his farm, delaying his scaling. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this is how fast Chang'e can push the lane. And for a mage, that's actually really fast because not all mages have physical attack or a push rate that's super high. So that's what's good about Chang'e is after you burst down those heroes, you can now push the lane. But other heroes like Farsa, Veil, or even Kag, yeah, you can burst them, but after that, you're gonna have a hard time pushing because your specialty isn't push, and Chang'e can push. That's why she can defeat those types of heroes more because you can outpush them in turrets, especially in the early game. So right now I'm scared of the Haya because Haya is the only one that can get me. Haya Boost is actually one of the best counters to Chang'e, especially if the Haya was really good, but in this case the Haya wasn't that good. And usually you're supposed to buy Wizard Mansion for that, but during this game, I decided not to buy because the Haya he didn't know his positioning to get me. So all I had to do was stay back. But eventually in the late game, he was actually able to kill me. So that's when I started trying to buy Winter Transport. But I wasn't able to get the item anymore because we won the game. So I'm just waiting for my game. I got my glowing water. And I just needed to clear this. I think I'm gonna SS this. But when I saw that that they were zoning for Luda, I decided not to because I knew that there was gonna be a team fight afterwards, which is gonna be this. But turns out they already left after that. So the export, they decided to leave already. We didn't want none of that. So we weren't able to clash. And we couldn't clash also because we were down in terms of level and skill. So I decided not to be aggressive also with gameplay. Okay, so I think I knew that Kufra was there because I saw that he was going somewhere there, but I was careless with that, so I had to burn up Purify with that. And that might cost me later in the game, since Purify, without a Purify, it's really hard to play safe when you don't have Purify.
You have slain an enemy.
So I tried to stick with the minions over here. So when I saw him just standing, I tried to stick with the minion, but he didn't SS me later until the minions were closer, which the other wave of minions were closer. So that means that I could share the damage between the minions, so I won't die. Which made me also further not want to rush the Winter Dungeon yet. Yeah. So Lord is coming up, but it's just a small Lord. It's not the buff Lord in 12 minutes yet. So I didn't plan to like set up for Lord that time, since it was both even. We were both even in kills right now. So I didn't. It's not a priority for either team to get the Lord unless there was a wipeout or something bad happened. But nothing happened so far. So all I had to do is just be careful, since I knew that a wipeout or 2-man down could equate to a Lord being taken down. So we needed to be careful also. So I see Haya. I knew that it was just a bait, since Haya couldn't actually take the Lord by himself. He's too weak to solo the Lord, and then we were all there. So I knew it wasn't gonna be actually. He tried, but I just had to harass him just a little bit, and that little poke just made him want to go back. So we also got the Lord, and I got a double kill. Actually, I think I got a triple kill. So the SS is really painful already by this time, since I already have glowing one. And I got a triple kill, so we were able to take down the Lord easily after that. So that's what happens when you're 4-man down. If you can get wiped out, automatic the enemy team's gonna get Lord. So it's just a matter of who's gonna be that team that's gonna get wiped out, and that's gonna determine the momentum of the game. So again, push again. Continue with the pushing. Push again. Push. Got 2 towers. Got one tower. They defended as well. I couldn't do anything about this again. Tried to SS so that we could go and nothing happened. They cleared really fast. Nothing to do about that. So X-Bar's gonna use this SS, but both of our teammates died there, so we couldn't. If they stayed alive, actually, we could have actually did something with the Lord, and maybe we could have ended the game right there. But that was a good counter gank by them, so they were able to defend the Lord very well because of that. Okay, so I died here. The Kufra decided to kill me. So yes, and Haya's already pretty strong by this time, since he already got his item, and now he could one-shot me. Even when Aldous was right beside me, so that's something that I was scared of already. So I died there.
Turret has been destroyed. Has been slain.
But luckily our 1-1's actually not that bad. So
Enemy killing.
he's quite good on. So I didn't have
An
to
enemy has been slain.
I didn't have to feel like I was the only one doing the damage there since the 1-1 was actually really doing good, and that's why the Baksha was following her the whole time. 1-1 can actually have she also another marksman that can wipe out the team if not guarded properly. So I had to get this because also if I didn't get that, that means the buff, it won't reset. Yeah. Just remember, if you see just one thing there, take it already. Your car will take it for that also. That's free XP also. And it's gonna reset easily. Because if it doesn't reset, then the core's gonna be delayed by a lot when he does that. So just make sure you take it. Even if you're tank support or whatever, just take it. So as you saw, the troll tried to stun me. And imagine if I didn't have Purify that time, I could have died already. But luckily I had Purify that time. But I'm still gonna die. So that's also the other problem with Haya. So I couldn't do anything already with that because I was in front of the Baksha and the 1-1. I was also burnt out with Purify. So meaning to say, I was dead. Since I was in front and I had no Purify, automatic, you're dead already. So never stay in front when you are Chang'e. If you stay in front, you're gonna think that Chang'e is one of the most useless heroes in the game. But that's not true because Chang'e, you need to stay at the back. That's why it's stay back. That's why the heroes stay back. Because you need to make sure that, because you're really squishy, honestly. Even with the shield, you're squishy. You're one of the squishiest heroes in the game.
Your
So
team destroyed a
it will look like that you can take a ton of damage, but no. So my positioning there was wrong.
Turret has been
Look at the team fight going on. That's one of my mistakes that led me to this. I should have went here. Again, it's about positioning. Chang'e is always supposed to stay at the back. I went here, which is in front of the team fight. But in this case, Chang'e is supposed to go here. And in fact, if you really want to play safe, you could go here. Like under the right bush, right here. Okay. Right here. You could go under there, but since I was anticipating that the team fight was going to be really short since most of the heroes were burst damage, I decided to go in, and because of that, I was out of position and I died. Even with Purify, I died. Should have stayed at the back. So you actually don't need defense items when you're champion because you're already at the back, and the only reasons why I died there was because of out of position. But if you really stay on position, stay your position, right? Then you don't have to build defense items. You don't even have to buy them.
You have slain an enemy.
I got the kill there since I already had the slowing thing. The Ice Queen wand, yeah, the Ice Queen wand. So that Ice Queen wand's really good since it gives you slow, and it's also the most annoying things about Chang'e since your first skill, your basic attack, you can slow enemies basically with your basic attack. So I didn't have to do that because there was the low. And if you notice, when I was taking down the Lord was actually I only SS the Lord when it was at already the low health, just to make sure that I can kill the Lord properly. So I died there, but I was already at the back, which was good. And the Haya was supposed to stay in front, defend the Lord, but he didn't. So that was the game. So that's it. That's all. That's episode 1 of The Art of Staying Back with Chang'e. And I hope you liked this video. And thank you for watching. And remember to stay back when you always play. And I'll see you when I see you, mga Barbie.